Before I get into this video, I just want to clarify that I have absolutely nothing against Hamza. The only reason why I put Hamza's name in the title is because you guys are always asking me the same question in the context of things that Hamza has said. Now, in Hamza's defense, before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video, in Hamza's defense, he has explicitly stated on multiple occasions that he makes videos for his younger self. And if his videos don't resonate with you and where you are in your life, then you should act accordingly. Now, with that being said, I guess some people prefer to just take things at face value, and hopefully, if that's you, this video will help you make that transition into thinking for yourself. Now, I do feel like, in a sense, as content creators, it is our responsibility to remind you guys that you need to think for yourselves. You shouldn't just take everything that we say at face value and apply it as the framework of your life. You need to have a certain level of discernment. You have to be able to ascertain whether or not something applies in the context of your life. But obviously, even with Hamza making that disclaimer, some of you guys still take those blanket statements and apply them in your lives. And I understand, when you're young and you're looking for direction, you'll latch on to anything. Okay, and like I said, I'm not saying that Hamza is not a very valuable person and doesn't have a very effective ideology, but you have to take things into context. Now, people always ask me, Jordan, Hamza told me that I should not play video games. What is your take on that? And I always try to avoid using his name in my answer, but people keep asking the same question over and over. So here's my take on that. First of all, you guys need to understand the 80-20 rule. If you're not familiar with the 80-20 rule, basically the top 20% of your actions account for 80% of the results that you receive in your life. And how is that important in the context of self-development? It's important because a lot of you guys don't understand that your 20%, the 20% of high leverage actions that will net you the most results in your life, are different than other people's 20%. So for example, okay, in the context of video games, let's talk about Ninja. Let's say if Ninja, when he started playing Fortnite, whenever he decided to play Fortnite for the first time, let's say if he had watched a video from Hamza, even though I don't think Hamza was making videos back then, let's say he had watched a video from Hamza saying that he should stop playing video games. And because of that, Ninja decided to stop playing Fortnite and go to the gym instead. Ninja would not be worth $100 million right now. He would not be worth $100 million. The reason why he's worth $100 million is because he plays video games. He plays video games and he's really, really good at it. And because of that, video games are in his 20%. Now, I want to share with you something that I told somebody in a live coaching session very recently, is that you shouldn't hold yourself to the standards of somebody who's on a different path than you. And this is why I always say that you're built different. I'm built different. You shouldn't try to be like me. I don't want you to watch my videos and try to be like me. I don't want you to watch my videos and want to be like me. I want you to watch my videos and try to be the best version of yourself that you can be. With that being said, your top 20% of actions, your 20% of high leverage actions may be different than mine. For me, I don't play video games. I do not have a gaming console because it's not in my 20%. And I realized that a while back when I was 18 or 19 years old and I was putting in all of these hours on GTA and not getting anything out of it. But let's say, for example, if I were a Twitch streamer or a YouTuber, a gaming YouTuber in particular, then yeah, of course, I need to be playing video games. How can you expect to grow a gaming platform, a gaming channel, if you're not playing video games? You should be playing video games as frequently as you can while also still taking care of your basic needs, such as health. Everyone should be working out. Everyone should be exercising. That framework applies to everyone, but you have to take the framework in context. Okay, the framework is the same for everyone as far as self-development goes. You take away the habits that are not conducive to your overall growth as a person, and you replace them with habits that are conducive to your overall growth as a person. But you have to take into account your growth as a person in your individual endeavors. Like I said, if Ninja had stopped playing video games for the sake of reading or working out, I'm not saying he doesn't do those things, but if he had decided to eliminate video games because of what one self-development YouTuber said, or even a host of self-development YouTubers said, he would not be where he is. And I feel like this is something that you guys need to understand. Self-development doesn't necessarily equal success. This is why I've slowly but surely begun to expand my content such that I don't just make self-development videos. Because you can be on self-development, but you're not actually getting anywhere because you're focused on the wrong things. And what I mean by that is you may think that you're focused on your purpose, but you're actually focused on somebody else's purpose. Like I said earlier, Hamza has consistently and explicitly said, okay, and I don't watch too many of his videos, so if I've heard him say this, I know you guys who watch all of his videos have definitely heard him say this before. He has explicitly stated that he makes videos for his younger self. He doesn't make videos for you guys, he makes videos for his younger self. In the same way, I like to make videos for my younger self too. But at the same time, I operate my channel a little bit differently in the sense that I try to guide you on your own path. Not saying that Hamza doesn't do that, but I think that we do have slightly differing philosophies, not to say that one's better or worse, but for me personally, I try to create leaders. I don't want you guys to be blind followers. I don't want you guys to follow everything that I say and believe it as the ultimate truth. I want you to take what I say with a grain of salt in the context of your life and leave the things that don't resonate with you. So for example, if I tell you that as a teenager, you should focus on being a teenager and having fun and spending time with your friends, but you know deep within your soul that you want to do something else, you want to run a YouTube channel, or you're already actively running a YouTube channel. I have a subscriber that reaches out to me every now and then. He's a teenager and he has hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube for gaming. Then obviously you need to listen to yourself in that scenario because clearly you know something that has helped you get to that point. What I'm saying is that us as self-development YouTubers, not just Hamza, myself, ICEcold JT, Cole Hastings, anybody else that you could think of, none of us knows everything. This is why, first of all, I believe that you should watch all of us because we all have slightly differing perspectives and philosophies on individual topics, but at the same time, you also need to understand that even in listening to all of us, you need to listen to yourself first and foremost. Okay, all we're doing is making you more aware of yourself. We are teaching you how to be leaders in your own lives. You need to be a leader in your own life. That doesn't mean that you need to lead other people. That means you need to lead yourself. You can't lead other people if you can't lead yourself first. And Hamza has clearly figured out a formula that works for him. He makes videos giving advice to his younger self. And he said in the past that he was addicted to video games. Now that's not to say that video games are bad, but video games in the context of his life are not in the top 20%. Therefore, he discarded them. He stopped playing them. Same thing with me. Like I said earlier, I was putting in ungodly amounts of time on Grand Theft Auto and 2K. And then one day I realized that maybe instead of leveling up my character, I should try leveling up myself. And so I did. I sold my PS4 and I haven't played video games since. But at the same time, if video games help you level yourself up such that you can make a living doing what you love to do, then you ought to be doing that. You ought to be doing that. Okay, I had a coaching session recently where somebody told me that they were going months at a time without listening to music. And then toward the end of the coaching session, they told me that they love music. Okay, and I'm not going to go too deep into it because it's confidential, but I'll say this. That one thing right there, them trying to follow that framework, was pretty much the only thing holding them back from finding and then following their individual purpose in life. Okay, you have to respect your individuality. A lot of people focus on the development aspect of self-development in that they focus so much on the framework that they forget to fill it in with the self aspect of self-development. Self-development is phrased self-development because the self comes first. If you're growing, but you're not growing in the right direction, you're going further and further away from the destination that you need to be going to, from the path that you need to be walking down. And I'm saying all of this to say that you need to start respecting your individuality, especially to all of my teenagers out there. Okay, if you're a teenager, just because Hamza tells you to not play video games doesn't mean that you should just stop playing video games. If you know that that pertains to your dreams, to your desires, then that's what you need to be doing. Okay, we all have our own unique goals. We have our own unique talents that we should adhere to and respect because you have those talents for a reason. You have those passions for a reason. So I'm not saying that Hamza and his message is ineffective. What I'm saying is that you take what he says with a grain of salt. You take what I say with a grain of salt. This applies to all self-development YouTubers. And this may be bad for business. This may be bad for business, but I don't care. Okay, I don't care how much money I make. Okay, that's a lie. I do care how much money I make, and I'll be honest about that. But I care even more about you guys finding fulfillment in your lives. To me, that's what I found genuine fulfillment in, is seeing you guys find fulfillment in your own individual lives. Ever since I started doing the live coaching sessions, I've had the opportunity to see people have those aha moments, those light bulb moments where they put it all together. That is a feeling. Just seeing that feeling in somebody else and knowing that I didn't have that feeling when I was at that point in my life, that is worth more than any dollar amount to me. And I feel like that right there, to my point earlier, is the goal of a self-development YouTuber. A self-development YouTuber is not rated based on the views that they get, the subscribers that they have. That doesn't quantify their effectiveness. That quantifies how entertaining they are. The effectiveness of a self-development YouTuber can only be quantified through the impact that they make, and that's non-quantifiable.